Hello, this is Goku401, and I'm here to review Spider-Man 1. Let's begin with a quick plot synopsis. Spider-Man 1 doesn't feel like two movies, but it kind of is two movies. The film is about two things. First of all, it's about a young man named Peter Parker who is struggling in life. He doesn't have any friends except for one. He's basically being bullied. He's just not going through a very good life. He's maturing, but he does have two loving parents, Aunt May and Uncle Ben. And then one fateful day at school, when they're on a field trip, he gets bitten by a radioactive spider that gives him the powers of a spider. And so, at first he uses this like I think any kid would, and tries to make a profit out of it, tries to make this awesome thing better than what it really is. And then when that goes horribly wrong and his Uncle Ben dies, he soon learns that with great power comes great responsibility, and he eventually becomes the hero we know, Spider-Man. But at the same time in the film, Harry Osborn, his best friend's father, is testing a military weapon that's supposed to be a super soldier serum. But at the same time, he's also building an armor and a glider that all goes along with it to make this awesome super soldier. And he, in lieu of almost getting canceled, he tests it on himself so that he can still get the funding. And it ends up turning him insane, and it ends up turning him to the villain, Green Goblin. And Spider-Man, by the end of the film, has to be Green Goblin while dealing with Mary Jane. And Mary Jane is dating his best friend, and that's a part of the film too. So this film has a lot of things going with it. It's doing a lot of things in this film. And how do I feel about the film? Well, I like the film. I think it's really good. I think it was a really good comic book movie, but it doesn't have a duality to it. Don't get me wrong. There are two separate stories, but they're intertwined into one, and you feel like it's one because they are dealing with each other. And the villain doesn't just come out of nowhere. The problem with the film is the characterization of Spider-Man. I think Sam Raimi knows Spider-Man, and I think he understands the character, but I don't know if the writer does, and it's not the Spider-Man I got from the 90s TV show, or aka the comics. And the Spider-Man I know is the one from the 90s comics where he's making fun of criminals and having fun doing it. And I don't get that. You don't get that a lot. Also, you don't get a lot of Spider-Man. And that's not a problem with the film because it is an origin story. It's just you don't really get... But at the same time, you don't get virtually any of Peter Parker. Once Spider-Man comes in the movie, you do get a lot of Spider-Man, but you don't get a lot of time to know Peter Parker and understand who he is as a character, other than the information you have to get, like the setup information. And those are the biggest problems with it. Norman Osborn, the actor who plays him, can't think of his name off the top of my head, is absolutely brilliant in this movie, and he's off the page the villain from the comics. The outfit is horrible, but you really feel for the character, and when the character is defeated at the end, you really do feel sorry for him. You do feel like he was as much of a victim, ultimately, as the victims of the film. This film has a good sense of humor. It is more of a lighter heart film, and it's a really good film. This is Goku401, and I'll see you next time.